Good morning, amiable listeners out there. Welcome to another day of Freshest Update. She's able to make of the very remarkable one as we start giving you news from the dailies. Where we imply from one newspaper to another. I'm your indelible news lady Waliat Athenichi. Stay tuned. Be right back. Straight away, platform Times newspaper always headlines Fulani Group knocks U-Hearts, however shifts in our narrative on Nigeria's insecurity, wrongs against ethnic profiling. A group under the aegis of the concerned Fulani people of Nigeria has criticized what it described as inconsistencies in the United States position on Nigeria's security situation, particularly narratives linking the Fulani ethnic group to widespread violence in the country, and a rejoinder signed by Ibrahim Bakido Shubado and released on Tuesday. The group alleged that the recent and past assessment attributed to the United States government and allied bodies had shifted in tone, creating confusion over the true nature of insecurity in Nigeria. It argues that Heller report, which it said emerged during the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari, cautioned against portraying the Fulani ethnic group as a central cause of insecurity or branding it as a collective threat. According to the group, such earlier position warned against ethnic profiling and generalizations that could inflame tensions across communities. The statement claims that during the period, public discourse in Niger frequently associated incidents of banditry, kidnapping, and other violent crimes with Fulani identity, as it said led to reprisal against innocent community. It cites incidents in parts of Nigeria, including reported attacks on settlement and destruction of property, which attributed to ethnic stereotyping and retaliatory violence. Full details is available on Platform Times newspaper, which headlines Fulani Group knocks U-Hearts over shifting narrative on Nigeria's insecurity, wrongs against ethnic profiling. Still on Platform Times, newspaper which lines it is vows to probe Amechi Ayatollah grievances over Article's presidential primary victory. The African Democratic Congress IDC has pledged to investigate complaint raised by a former Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi and businessman Mohammed Ayatollah following the party's presidential primary won by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. The assurance came on Tuesday from a member of the ADC Presidential Primary Committee, Lawa Batagara. Also, the party would activate internal dispute resolution mechanism to address the concern threatening the exercise. Atiku secured landslide victory of the primary with about 1.8 million votes, while Amechi polled 540,117 votes, and Ayatollah garnered 117,120 votes. Both defeated aspirants have since rejected the outcomes, alleging irregularities and voter disenfranchisement. Speaking during an interview on Arise News, Batagara said disagreements were not unusual in high-stakes political contests, but insisted the party would not ignore the petitions raised. In any contests of this nature where there will be dissatisfaction, he said, the complaints will be thoroughly reviewed to ensure everyone is satisfied that the process complied with party rules and laws of the country. Details of the story is accessible on Platform Times newspaper, which headlines it is vows to probe Amechi Ayatollah's grievances over Atiku's presidential primary victory. The next on Daily Post newspaper with headlines Nigeria gradually sliding back to a batch of error, says Benga Achimo. A chieftain of the Accord Party, Benga Olawipo Achim, sees Nigeria is gradually sliding back into what he described as the dark days of the late General Sani Abacha era. Olawipo Achim said this in a statement ahead of the Accord Party presidential primary scheduled for May 30, 2026. He accused powerful political forces of attempting to cripple opposition parties ahead of the 2027 general elections. According to there were deliberate effort by influential figures to weaken opposition platforms and prevent the emergence of credible challenges to the ruling establishment. Nigeria is being dragged back to the Abacha years, he declared. The former presidential candidate further accused of shifting within the Accord Party of allegedly orchestrating internal maneuvers aimed at destabilizing the party and frustrating its ability to field a presidential candidate. So no matter about the habits, you can view each Daily Post newspaper with the lines Nigeria gradually sliding back to Abacha era since Bigger Ashimo. Still within from the Daily Post newspaper Western Line, Prince Lawal Judioba Arimolusi 2026 will be unique, which Yayi at the helm. Hoku said our progressive governorship candidate, distinguished Senator Dr. Solomon Olamilekun Atiola, popularly known as Yayi, has been appointed chairman of the 2026 Ojude Oba Arimolusi Festival in Ijebu-Igbo. The appointment has drawn commendation from cultural stakeholders, including Prince Alhaji Hamed Abiodun Lawal, CEO and MD of the La Triple M Nigeria and UK Limited. Prince Lawal, a son of Agboile Olowo Oke Sokme, said the choices reflect Senator Yayi's unwavering dedication to the people and his contributions to the development of Ijebuland and Ogo State. The Ojude Oba Arimolusi remains one of Ijebu-Igbo's primary cultural events, uniting indigenous worldwide to celebrate heritage, unity, and communal pride. And his goodwill message, Prince Lawal offered prayer for Alayelua Oba Lawrence Jayoba Adebajo Ojuromi 6 Arimolusi of Ijebu-Igbo, invoking traditional Ijebu blessing for a peaceful, colorful, and successful 2026 celebration. He also wished Senator Yayi continued wisdom and strength as he leads preparation for the festival. To follow up on the details, you can check it on Daily Post newspaper with the lines. Prince Lawal Judioba Arimolusi 2026 will be unique with Yayi at the helm. Coming next on Vanguard newspaper with the lines, Tinubu to Nigerians, your sacrifices won't be in vain. President Bola Tinubu has said he understood the sacrifices many families have made in recent years and shares your hope for a better Nigeria, even as he promised that the sacrifices will not be in vain. He also says the security remains central to his mission, and while the country continues to confront the challenges ahead on progress and is being made, assurance that the government will not relent until every Nigerian can live, work, travel, and dream in safety. President Tinubu, in a statement to mark his government's third year in office, said, 3 years ago, you entrusted me with the sacred responsibility of leading our beloved nation at a defining moment in our history. I accepted that responsibility, fully aware of the magnitude of the challenges before us, but also deeply confident in the resilience and potential of the Nigerian people. Today, on the occasion of the third anniversary of our administration, I speak to you not only as your president, but also as a fellow citizen who understands the sacrifices many families have made in recent years and shares your hopes for a better Nigeria. When this administration assumed office, our nation faced profound economic and structural difficulties, mounting fiscal pressures, unsustainable fuel subsidies, declining revenues, exchange rate distortions, rising saving costs, insecurity in several parts of the country, energy supply constraints, and declining public confidence in institutions all threaten our progress. So deeper into the story, you can access it on Vanguard newspaper with deadlines. Tinubu's Nigerians, your sacrifices won't be in vain. Still coming from Vanguard newspaper with the lines, NCDC leads Lagos, FCT, Rivers, Kano, all this as Irish state for Ebola importation. The Nigerian Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (NCDC) has identified Lagos, The Federal Capital Territory FCT, Rivers, Kano, Enugu, Borno, Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Taraba, and Adamawa states at high risk of Ebola importation due to the ongoing outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the and Uganda. The agency attributed the risks to increasing international travel, regional population movement, porous borders, and uncertainty surrounding the full magnitude of the outbreak. The NCDC also clarified Ogun, Nasarawa, Kaduna, Plateau, Kogi, Niger, Jigawa, Katsina, Bauchi, Ebonyi, Abia, and Bayelsa state facing moderate risks. According to the agency, the high-risk states are major trade and travel routes with international airport, seaport, porous borders, and ground crossings. It strikes the while all states and the FCC must maintain Ebola preparedness. The peace and level of readiness should reflect each state's risks of importation and transmission. It noted that a total of 1,777 suspected cases and 247 deaths had been reported in the DRC and Uganda, with a case fatality rate as high as 24.6%. If you're interested in the story, pick Vanga newspaper with headlines: NCDC lists Lagos, FCC, Rivers, Kano, orders as high-risk state for Ebola importation. From News by View, be right back.
Advertisement is the crucial aspect of business. It increases customers' range, build customer awareness of your brand, promote the benefits of your products or services, communicate information about your business. It also increases sales and demand gain, and also gives you advantage over your competitors. At Wise 87.9 FM, we afford you a unique opportunity to explore our wide reach platform to reach out to your potential customers all across the world. At Wise FM, we promote your business and give you the desired results for your advert placements, announcements, and business promotions. Call our marketing department on 0808 472 0013. Wise 87.9 FM, your growth, our priority.
Welcome back if you're just tuning in. This is Newspaper Review on Wise 87.9 FM Abioctor. Moving next to the Punch newspaper headlines, Otis honor for Future VC SPACs appear APC backlash. The decision by Hobby Governor Alex Otis to name the newly inaugurated Homai Central Bus Terminal after the Vice Chancellor of the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, Professor Ninan Ochi, has triggered criticism from the All Progressive Congress in the state. The party described the honor as ethically questionable and politically provocative. The opposition party furthered the recognition accorded to Professor Ochi, who served as the Independent National Electoral Commission's returning officer during the 2023 RBC governorship election. It argues that the gesture could undermine public confidence and the neutrality of the electoral process. Lagos landed Havic's vulnerable children lives portion is stranded. Oti at when easy inaugurated several routes across Somalia North and via such local government materials as part of activities marking his administration's third anniversary. Interested in the object, pick the Punch newspaper. Atlas says Oti's honor for Vucho FC SPACs appear APC backlash. Still picking on the Punch newspaper, it says NDC ratifies to be as presidential candidate today. The Nigerian Democratic Congress is set to ratify from Anambra State Governor Peter Obi as its presidential candidate today, Friday, during the party's nationwide primaries following his emergence as the sole aspirant for the ticket. The party also said governorship, National Assembly, and State House of Assembly candidates will also emerge as a co-state at C-state and the further capital territory. Despite logistical disruptions caused by Eid al-Kabir al-Days, and DC National Chairman Moses Kleppers discloses in a statement issued in Abuja on Wednesday, adding that transportation challenges and flight unavailability delayed some preparatory activities after the screening exercise in the FCT. According to the statement, May 28, Thursday, was for arrivals documentation with the Independent National Electoral Commission and security agencies constituted meeting all the preparatory activities ahead of the primaries. The national chairman said party teams deployed to the states were also expected to use the day for the engagement with stakeholders, elders, and aspirants. Clippers, however, warns that no state institution or security agency, including the police, Department of Civil Service, and INEC, is expected to participate in any of the May 28th activities. To deep into this information, check it on the Punch newspaper headline says NDC ratifies Obi as presidential candidate today. Picking next on Daily Trust newspaper headline says even Ganduje was once my boy. Kwankwaso responds to Governor Yusuf. Kwankwaso, a leader and chieftain of the Nigerian Democratic Congress NDC, Senator Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, has tackled Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf over comment over the governor being his political stooge. Kwankwaso, in a recent interview with a Trust TV, described the governor as Haba Pihi, someone he claimed to have lifted from a low-level and mid-governor. Responding, Governor Yusuf recently challenged Kwankwaso, saying it was disrespectful that a 69-year-old Kwankwaso would call him a boy despite being 3 years old. But addressing supporters at his Miller Road residence in Kano on Wednesday, Kwankwaso said even former Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, who started 2 teams as his deputy, could not deny once being his boy. However, some people said they dislike being called boys. If not for insolence, how could former reps my Gaidan, Ruwa, and or Aminu Goro say they were not my boys politically? How could even Danduje deny that he was once my boy? Kwankwaso asks. More information is there for you on Daily Trust newspaper. My boy, Kwankwaso raised promise to Governor Yusuf. This is coming from Guardian newspaper headline says presidency warns Nigerians against deep fake videos, religious disinformation. The presidency yesterday warned Nigerians against the growing circulation of fake media content and digitally manipulated materials designed to mislead the public, inflame religious sentiments, and discredit the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And a public notice posted on the presidency's verified ex-under at NGR President, the government accused desperate political actors of deploying deepfake technology and coordinated disinformation campaigns ahead of the 2027 election season. The statement, authored by the Office of the Digital Engagement and Strategy and the presidency, said recent incidents involving manipulated videos and fake audio clips were part of the deliberate strategy to weaponize religion and provoke divisions among Nigerians. We are aware of yet another deliberate attempt to weaponize religion for politics across various online platforms. The statement read, according to the notice, a manipulated video overlaid with fake audio and false attributions had earlier been circulated online to portray President Tinubu negatively through the identity of a social media influencer. To feel the depth of the story, you can go through it on Guardian newspaper. Headline says, presidency warns Nigerians against the fake videos, religious disinformation. Wrapping up on the Sun newspaper headline says, insecurity, Nigerians now budget for ransom, sees Atiku. Amid worsening insecurity, African Democratic Congress AD's presidential candidate for the 2027 general election, Atiku Abubakar, has said Nigerians now budget for ransom, predicting with the budget for school fees. Atiku decried the deplorable security situation in the country, accusing President Bola Tinubu administration of reckless borrowing, while Nigeria sink deeper into hunger, fear and despair. The former vice president, in a statement by the senior special assistant on public communication, Frank Shahaibu, said it was particularly shameful that government officials continue to speak casually about theft, while insecurity has reached alarming levels. According to him, across the country, farmers can no longer safely access their farmlands because vast territories have effectively fallen under the control of armed gangs and terrorists. Food production has declined sharply because rural communities now live under constant threat of attacks, abductions, and killings. The inevitable result is what Nigerians are currently witnessing: astronomical food prices, widespread hunger, malnutrition, and rising anger among citizens abandoned by their own government. More information is accessible on the Sun newspaper. Headline says, insecurity, Nigerians now budget for ransom, sees Atiku. That's why we thought the on today's edition of News Preview. Thanks for listening. Join us 2 p.m. today for national news and state interest for more updates and reports and happening around the globe. See your host, Waliat Adenichi, of Friday, Jamaat Mubarak.